Yo, everybody, what's going on? What's going on? I am super excited to be in front of you again. Welcome to the channel. This is Man United Central, and I'm your boy Luther. You know what? Before we get started, let's do this, which is one simple thing. That subscribe button, notification. That way you do not miss any new episodes that come out of this channel. Again, I appreciate you being here. Let's jump into it. So today, we have a jam-packed show like always, where we're going to talk about everything to do with our Manchester United. To start with, we're going to start with the usual, what is on everybody's mind, the TAKEOVER saga. That's why I call it TAKEOVER saga, ongoing TAKEOVER saga, right? And then we're going to jump into some transfer news to see who's coming in, what's going on, what are we doing when it comes to the transfer situation. And then in conclusion, we're going to conclude with the actually one of the biggest news I would say today when it comes to the Marcus Rashford deal, right? That being said, strap up, let's go. All right, so to start, we're going to talk about, of course, the whole takeover. So we know who are the main characters here: Sheikh Jassim bin Al-Thani, and we have Sir Jim Ratcliffe, right? And so according to the news, basically the Glazers, up to this point, they haven't made any decision who is going to be the preferred bidder, right? Preferred bidder is the one that once they decide, they will continue with you, whoever those bidders are. It could be Al-Thani or Sir Jim, and then they'll be discussing the sale primarily with you alone, right? So Sir Jim will sit on the side while Sheikh Jassim discusses with the Glazers. From there, they're going to be discussing all the steps, what they need to do to finalize the deal, and to go through the steps to make sure everything is good to go, right? That way, as a buyer, okay, the Glazers' focus is entirely on you to make the deal happen. Now, if even though one of the bidders that can be selected as preferred, it doesn't mean that, for example, if Sir Jim is on the sidelines, if, for example, Sheikh Jassim cannot complete certain requirement or something like that, obviously the other party can always be brought in, and of course it means now Sheikh Jassim could be out of it. But it doesn't look that way. Everything that I'm reading, what we're seeing on the news, it is pointing that Sheikh Jassim, it looks like he has a slight advantage over Sir Jim Ratcliffe. So according to The Guardian, basically they're saying that Sheikh Jassim has slipped ahead of Sir Jim Ratcliffe in the race to buy Man United. Basically, last week's report suggested that Qatari banker was said to be handed exclusivity, but these suggestions were later refuted, right? Basically, the people who reported that they're going to be handed exclusivity, news organizations like the Reuters, which are prominent news organization when it comes to the financial world, people are like, okay, they probably jumped the gun a little bit, but nonetheless, United's share price rose with the prospect of the takeover seemingly heading towards a conclusion, right? So this is a report according to The Guardian. Now, others here, they're mentioning that this is a football finance expert, Kieran Maguire, right, has put an article. Basically, she says that I believe she's a lady. I'm sorry if I assumed, but it's Kieran Maguire, has basically slammed the Glazers and insists they do not care about United as the takeover saga rumbles on, right? Basically, they don't care, right? Basically, on her article, I'm going to continue saying here that the Glazers are hustlers. That's what she quoted them. They're hustlers. They have no interest in the welfare of Man United during this takeover process, right? And this is Maguire now telling the news organization Football Insider. They have no interest in fans either. So basically, the Glazers, they don't care. They have no interest in fans either. So basically, the Glazers, they don't care. They have no interest in fans. Says what what I have seen from them since the initial announcement that they were willing to consider investment in a constant nickel and diming, right? So they've been constantly nickel and diming because they know they can get more money when it comes to the sale of Manchester United, right? Basically, they're trying to extract more and more from potential buyers at every opportunity, right? They don't care about the negative impact this could have on Manchester United's 22-23 season. Their sole interest is maximizing their financial return. The interests of players, managers, fans is far below that of their bank balance, right? So basically, this article is saying, like, look, these people, they are all about the dollar, right? They don't care about their 800 plus employees who pretty much they've been in limbo this whole time, not knowing, hey, would I have a job tomorrow, or what's going to be the situation if their position takes place. So, which is really disheartening for most of the employees, fans, because you're sitting there in limbo trying to figure out, okay, what's going to happen, right? So, but according to some of the reports, they're saying that it looks like by it looks like we may have some news this week coming up. Again, we have heard that before, right? We may have some news. Yeah, it could be, tomorrow. It could be next week. But then again, guys, remember, even if we have that exclusivity person announced by the Glazers, the whole process, because once you declared exclusive, once you start the whole process with purchasing of Man United, until you're going to have to pass a lot of hurdles, and one of them is for the voting members of the Premier League. They have to approve you and stuff like that. So basically, the whole situation, even if it happens tomorrow, this thing could be done by September, right? So it's not going to be something quick. Yes, at least we will know one thing, that okay, going forward, if we were hoping that Sheikh Jassim could be announced as the preferred bidder, at least we'll know, okay, we may not make tremendous moves this transfer window, but at least going forward, there's hope, right? There's hope that the Glazers will be out of there. We can go ahead and get our team back, and try to start getting back into where we were supposed to be, the top of the perch, right? Right now, the benchmark is Man City. Man City is doing it right. Yes, some people are saying, well, the whole treble thing, they bought it, but that's how football is now, right? You gotta have enough funds to get the players that you want, and so long as you have a proper coach, and I believe for us, Erik ten Hag is that coach. To me, he's the closest thing to Sir Alex Ferguson we can get, and him on the wheel, he has a plan. If he's backed, I mean, we could really challenge Man City in the coming years. Now, how soon will it be? I don't think it will be next season, guys. So yeah, we can hope that next season, with a proper signing, maybe we can challenge for the title. I don't see it. I see Man City again winning next season. This scenario for us, I would say, is doing what Arsenal did this season. Kind of being right there on their heels. That's the best we could do. Now, though, in order to do that, Ten Hag needs to have the players that he wants, and that brings us to what's going on with the whole transfer situation, right? Everything has been delayed because of the takeover, right? But let's see what else we have here when it comes to today. There's news about, of course, we talked about David De Gea being that he hasn't yet signed. We haven't given him that contract saying, hey, we really want you to stay. The contract is on the table, but the people who need to sign off, they haven't signed off because they feel like, okay, maybe we can cut David De Gea and free up some of that funds, right? Now, other, some people have been feeling that this is really not the way to handle one of your legends, right? To say the truth, I agree with them, because David De Gea has been a staple at Manchester United, right? He's one of our longest serving players, and he has been consistent. To say the truth, he has been consistent. Yes, there's some, his game is not up to par to how it should be, the standard now. The whole idea of playing from the back, good on your feet as a goalie. He's an old school goalkeeper, like shot stopper. You pretty much you stop the goals, but you can distribute with your hands, and you don't have to do much with your feet. And that is something, yes, for him to learn now at his age is kind of up there a little bit. It's kind of hard because he's used to playing a certain way. One-on-one, he's one of the best in the world for sure. And I really think that maybe United can handle him and the process of phasing him out better by, say for example, you could have, extend his contract maybe by 1 year, and then bring in another study, slowly phasing him out. But it looks like now, with all these news that we hear about all these players going to the Saudi league, I mean, if I was De Gea, I'll take that deal, because I know he wants to stay. He loves Manchester United. His family loves being in Manchester. And he feels, I'm sure he feels, man, by going to the Saudi league maybe can be kind of a downgrade. But the Saudi, they are very aggressive. We see the movements they're making, right? They started with Ronaldo, now they're, Ruben Neves for moves. Like, this guy had had 2 years in his contract. He went over there getting some really good money. N'Golo Kante, right? So all these players, we see them going to the Saudi league, so they're determined. So maybe they can come in, or we can offer them De Gea and say, hey, we have this player, what do you guys think? And I'm sure if De Gea goes to the Saudi league, they'll pay him almost the same amount of the money that he was paying now, because now up to this point, he's the highest paid player at Manchester United. I think he's at 370 or upwards of 350,000 a week, which is a lot of money, right? So if he goes there, he can make that money, and we can get a chance to bring in another player another goalie who can be a little bit cheaper, like my favorite Onana or Costa or Raya. Yes. Like, for example, Costa or Raya, they may cost upwards of 50 million. But of course, the salary that you're going to pay them, the weekly salary, is not going to be as high as De Gea, right? So Onana, I think he's going to cost us at least 40 million, which is not too bad. And of course, if you're going to bring him in, you're not going to pay him 300,000 K. Maybe you're going to give him 200,000 a week, that kind of money, right? So, you know what? We'll keep an eye on this space and see what happens. Ireland. So United have already expressed interest in signing this kid, and of course Atalanta did a madness, and he was 40. Now they jacked up his price to 86 million, which is ridiculous. And I think the other day, I think it was today, he played today and scored. So I don't know what they're gonna do now. They may raise his price again, but I really think that Ten Hag has definitely identified this kid as his right now end-all be-all striker. So we are going to do whatever it takes to get this kid in. Of course, we're not going to pay the 86 million they're asking, which is ridiculous, right? They're willing to work with us, and I saw some other reports yesterday. There was some talks that we may use Amad Diallo as a bargaining. We can send Amad Diallo to Atlanta on loan. That way we can get Rasmus Højlund and something plus cash. But to me, I don't think that would be the right thing to do, because Amad Diallo has shown that he deserves to be in Man United first team, right? from what he did in the championship, he was unbelievable. So he deserves to be in the team now in this coming season. That way he can compete. He can give Anthony, a run for his money, because Amad Diallo looks like he's solid. He can do the job. So to send him on loan to Atlanta again, it's not, to me, it's not the right move. He's deserved. He has earned that chance to play in United's first team, right? So maybe United can do other wranglings to be able to get Rasmus Højlund in without sending Amad Diallo there. You can send Maguire, but of course, you cannot send Maguire because some teams need to play a certain way in order for Maguire to thrive, right? So apart from that, let's see other news. I hear that we are in contract talks with Victor Lindelof to see that we can give him a contract extension. Honestly, Victor Lindelof has really stepped up his game, especially this season. And once Martinez got hurt, he has been unbelievable. The Iceman. We have seen why he's called the Iceman. This guy, he really stepped up. But also that also shows you, right? Remember a couple of seasons ago, whenever it was him and Maguire, we used to say, man, these guys are terrible. But it shows that your partner, whoever you're playing with, it can elevate your game or really pull down your game, right? And when he was playing alongside Maguire, terrible. But now when he plays alongside Varane, it's solid, because you know, like, okay, your partner can handle the business. Whatever happens, you guys can work tandem and do the job. And of course, whatever Ten Hag has done with most of these players has been amazing, right? Now, hopefully, I would say definitely let's give him a contract. Let's keep him, because if it's anybody who can keep in that defense, it is him. Definitely Maguire. We have already talked about Maguire. Maguire is free to go, but of course, Maguire does not want to leave. He looks like after this couple of games he has played for England, 2 matches, I'm sure now he's feeling like, look, Ten Hag, man, I always start for England. I deserve to fight for my chance at Man United. No, Maguire, no. You should try to go to a team that you can play week in, week out. Okay? That's what you need to do, Maguire. I know you're watching, Maguire. I know you're watching. Right? So okay. So let's see what else we got here when it comes to the whole transfer situation. We've already talked about Onana. We talked about De Gea. Now, as we wrap up, we talk about, I see today from the Here We Go man himself, Fabrizio Romano. If you guys don't know him, whenever it comes to the transfers, he is the go-to guy. And he has put out that the contract talks for Marcus Rashford and Manchester United, they are in their conclusion. It looks like Rashford will be offered $100 million deal for the next 5 years. I think it's 5 years plus 1, so it'll be like probably 6 years. So it looks like Ten Hag has told the United hierarchy, the board, say, listen, I need you guys to tie down Rashford for the next, I don't know, 5 years, because he's going to be, Ten Hag has identified him as the main man, right? So, and it looks like the board listened, and they are, almost in the stages now to finalize the deal. And the deal is going to make him the highest paid player in Manchester, right? Right now with the hair, if the hair leaves, it's going to be him, and his salary is going to be about $375,000 a week, which is a crazy number. I don't know if he deserves that much. Leave a comment below. Let me know if he deserves that much money, because it is a lot of money, right? Yes, he scored last season. Without his 30-plus goals, we would not finish nowhere close to where we finished, third, plus a trophy. He really stepped up. But then again, did he step up that much to get that much money? Because think about it this way. If in the past we were talking about, we're going to reduce our wage bill, because the reason that we cannot sell a lot of our players is because we are paying them too much money. Other teams cannot afford them, right? That's why we are stuck with these players. Any of these players, Lingard, we had a hard time selling him. All our players, we paid them too much, and we blame this on Ed Woodward, right? Our previous chairman. Whenever he was giving them these deals, he was paying them crazy money. Now, when it comes to offloading them, it's hard. Compared to a team like Chelsea, they're able to sell players easily and make some profit. We can't. We are usually stuck with these players. Now, if you give Rashford that much money now, okay, what will happen in a couple of years? And if we need to offload him, if his game tanks and he's not performing, you can't sell him. You're stuck with him. That's one. And secondly, look, next season, for example, because obviously for now we may probably only get Rasmus Højlund as a striker, right? We decided not to pull out on Harry Kane, who was Ten Hag's #1 striker. We already said that we're gonna wait until next season, right? Where he's gonna be a free agent, where we can go in and get his services then, if nobody else, of course, picks him up. Now, if Harry Kane comes into the team, right, in the negotiations, obviously if he comes in, he's going to be considered as the main man, right? He comes in because Kane brings goals. So if he comes to the team, he's going to say, look, if you're paying Rashi $375 a week, come on, you're going to have to pay me more, right? Because obviously if Kane comes in, he's going to demand more money. So now you're taking that risk of paying someone like Kane at Kane's age upwards of 380, 390, or I don't know, 400, which is ridiculous, right? We need to be working on keeping our wage bill down, not keep on piling up and then you cannot offload players. So, but again, Rashi, definitely we needed to tie him down, because if we didn't, I believe his contract, we cannot risk him leaving for free, like the way we lost on Pogba, and a few other players that left for free, because we did not do what we needed to do to tie them down, put some a price tag on them that we can sell them, right? So let me know what you think in the comments below. Definitely I'm excited about Rashi signing the contract. Because it looks like if it's only Højlund coming in, he's probably going to be our #9, man. So probably Ten Hag feels that he can be our #9, leading the line, because obviously first of all, we don't have enough money to buy all these top strikers, because Ten Hag had two choices, Harry Kane and Victor Osimhen. Harry Kane, we pulled out. Osimhen, I see in Napoli, they offered him, I think, a 2-year contract, and it looks like he's going to sign. So now Ten Hag's two top targets, they're gone. So that's why Rasmus Højlund is a must. If we try to do anything next season, we need some goals. Guys, that is all I got. I appreciate you taking the time to hit that notification bell, hitting that subscribe, and putting those comments, hitting that like, because you know what? It helps us with the algorithm, and I appreciate your support. Thank you so much, guys. Take care. Peace.